Kia ora, hello, sin chao, what's up guys, DJ Wiz here. Hope you guys are having a great life, not just a great day. Today I'm going to talk about my IRL Pro settings for the Samsung S24 Ultra. I have been getting asked a lot of questions from people coming into my streams saying to me, what are your IRL Pro settings? Can you please share them? So I thought I'd put this video together to give you guys a little bit of insight as to what settings I use. So if we click on IRL Pro app and we open up the display there, stream mode is turned on. I'll talk a little bit more later about stream mode. Now let's hit the icon in the top left, the cogwheel, and let's go through the settings bit by bit. Now the streamer settings is basically where you put your platform name. If you're on Twitch, put your Twitch name. If you're on Kick, put your Kick name. In my case, you can see mine there, DJ Wiz NZ. Scroll down a little bit further, show platform icons. I usually have that on because I want to see what platform my viewers are coming from. Show bots and chat, show commands and chat is on. My chat font scale is 220. My smaller chat box is on as well. Increase chat left margin is off, right chat box is off. I show my user count, that's on, and the rest down there are customizable by yourself. Let's go out and head into bonding. Now bonding is really good with IRL Pro. It's where you get 3 connections to your phone and you can use those at the same time. Now if you go to advanced bonding settings, you can see cellular there, so I've enabled that and I've put it at 100 on the cellular weight. Enable Wi-Fi, you might have a dongle or you might have a router, so you can put that on, or you can Wi-Fi off a hotspot on another phone. Scroll down the bottom there, you can see enable Ethernet USB connection. You might tether a cable from a dongle or from another router into your phone, so you can have 3 connections. So I keep those all on at 100. Now let's go to connections. Basically here is where you put your new connection information. You should get that from your provider if you're using SRT Relay. In my case, I'm using BellaBox Cloud Relay, and I've got 2 setups here. One I'm using now is in Singapore because I'm in Vietnam. It's closer for me. If I'm back in New Zealand, I would be using the Australian one. Let's go into manage connections, and I won't scroll up because you'll see my stream ID key, so we'll just leave it like this. My mode is audio plus video and the latency is at 2500, as you can see there. Go out of there and we can go to videos. Now in the video settings, this is important. I usually start with the app on the rear camera, but because I'm making this video, I've got it on the front camera. I don't worry about the flip between physical sub cameras. Resolutions on 1920 by 1080. My FPS rate is at 30 fixed. Normally I will have this on 60, but because I'm staying in Vietnam, they have daily cap SIM cards here, so unfortunately I've had to cut my FPS rate back to half. If I doubled it, I'll be using more data, and so in Vietnam I've got to cut it back to 30 FPS. If I was in Thailand, I'd go hard because it's totally unlimited, and I usually have my bitrate up to like 7,000 or 8,000 as well, which I'll go into a little bit later. Look down at these settings here. I've got everything else off, as you can see here. Focus mode, white balance, anti-flicker are all on auto, exposures on 0. I've got the bitrate matches resolution off. My bitrate at the moment is 2500 kbps. I'll talk about that later. The variable bitrate is on at bit rate mode. The keyframe frequency is 2 seconds. Format HEVC. The profile is constrained high and the HEVC profile is main. The rest is pretty much customizable by yourself. The audio settings. So in the audio settings, I've got it on stereo audio channels. The bitrate, I have it on 320 kbps, so good quality. Sample rates at 44100. I keep the speakers off on the awake there. I don't use that. Sometimes you can use it if your speaker is on for long periods of time, you don't want it to fall asleep. Now the important one is the input gain here. I have mine on +4, and I have it on +4 here in Vietnam because I have a lot of background noise as well, lots of cars, motorbikes, beeping horns, and people. So I have mine on +4 and that works for me. You might want to have yours on something else depending on your environment you're streaming in as well. The rest is pretty much off. I'm yet to try the noise suppressor. Okay, let's go down to recording. I pretty much leave that as it is. I don't touch any of that. Display, I leave the show audio level meter on. The reason being is if you're in a restaurant and your phone's on the other side of the table, you want to make sure that your meter is registering in an area where people can hear you on your stream. So it's good to show the level meter. If we go to overlays, I don't use any of those, so that's off. Advanced options, the only advanced options I have on here is allow RTMP HEVC. Now sometimes I get into situations where I am not streaming to the BattleBox cloud and I'm streaming directly from IRL Pro to the platform. In that case, you should enable RTMP HEVC. Pretty much the rest of the settings are off, and you can customize the rest yourself. Let's go out of that. Now let's go to the 3 dots on the top right, and it'll bring up the settings that you've basically created in the settings mode. So on the camera one, you can see here your exposure compensation, mine's at 0. You've got the auto on focus mode, white balance and anti-flicker. Everything else is off. Network, now this is very important. So as you can see here, I've got my target video bitrate 2.5 megabits per second. Now if you're in a place like Thailand which has unlimited SIM cards, you can put yours up. You can put it up to 8,000 and that should be no problem. That's really good quality, but for now mine's between 2 to 2.5. As I said, the reason being in Vietnam they have daily caps on their data SIM cards, which is quite unfortunate. The most being Vitel, which is 8 gigabytes. Other ones like Mobiphone are 6 gigabytes a day. And let's look at some of the other settings there. You can double check some of your bonding settings that you created earlier. The display, lock screen in there can be quite handy. I have used it a couple of times when I get a bit fidgety and you know, I know I'm going to be touching buttons and stuff, because a couple of times there I've turned off the stream without knowing, so it's good to keep the lock screen button on. Overlays, I just leave that. The audio, you can actually adjust the audio of your mic over here, and that's pretty much it. So looking at that, those are all the settings that I use pretty much for IRL Pro. There is one more thing I want to show you guys, so let me get out of here. Under modes and routines, you can actually see here some of the modes which are default: sleep, theater, driving, exercise, relax, work. And I've created and customized my own stream mode. Now what this does is it stops any background apps, programs working in the background while you're streaming, and it's very handy if you're a streamer and you're out and about. So when you hit stream mode and you turn it on, it'll cut out everything that you don't want to be left on. I usually leave Twitch accessible, Kick accessible, YouTube accessible, and probably Google Maps accessible, and the browser accessible. Those are the only ones I pretty much keep accessible to. The rest are all shut off, which is good because you're not using any extra battery power as well. And if you can see here, turn on automatically. app opened, IRL Pro. So as soon as I open IRL Pro, it goes straight into streamer mode. Now this is very handy if you are an IRL streamer. You don't want to be fidgeting around with buttons and whatnot. You just want to start the app, boom, streamer mode comes on and you're streaming. And so that's perfect. Those are pretty much the settings that I use for my IRL Pro on my S24 Ultra. Some of the other tips I can give you guys is fan. You definitely need a fan for your phone, especially if you're in Asia. If you're in a country where you're around 10 to 15 degrees, that's fine. But over 20 degrees, even over 30 degrees, you definitely need one of these. So I highly recommend getting one of these fans. They're easy to buy off places like Amazon, Lazada, Shopee, Temu, wherever you're situated around the world. And these things, they're really good. They really keep your phone cool, and they are about $5 or $10. You can also get ventilation phone covers where the ventilation comes onto the backside of your phone. You can check those out. They are a little bit more expensive though. I'm yet to try one myself. The other thing I do want to look at trying out is a wide angle lens on the front camera. Now if you guys are using any wide angle lenses on your front camera of your S24 or streaming phone, let me know how it's going for you guys and where you guys got it from. Leave a comment below. That's cool. Anyway guys, that's it. Hope you guys learned something from these settings I've shared with you and from this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and leave a comment below. Ask any questions. I IRL stream daily around the world. Here I'm in Vietnam right now, my second home, and I'm gonna be streaming around Asia for quite a bit of time. I also do DJ streams, gaming streams, and deep diving streams. So if you're into that, drop us a follow. Check out my Octopus QR code down below, scan that and you'll access my profile. You'll see all my goodies, my gifts, and all the links that you guys can add up. Anyway, thank you guys. See you on the next video. Experience the journey, inspire others, live life, have a great life, not just a great day. Peace out.